Hello, men. Thank you so much for letting me visit with you after you've been through 4 of our sessions for the man God intended journey. What a privilege. How you doing? It's such a delight to have you join us through this series. I'm going to be visiting with you probably 12 times throughout the year and just doing a little bit of a review of where we've been and kind of a little preview of where we're headed. You guys have just started and you've gone through now the first 4 weeks of the curriculum. I've made some notes here, and let's just take a look at where we've been. We talked about who is this God. We went through a bunch of great days talking about His awesomeness and understanding what He wants from us. He died for us. He forgives us. He resurrects us. He's just an awesome God. And then we went through another week where we talked about what does He want. Now that we know who He is, what does He want? What is his expectation of me as a man? Well, James 4:8 says he wants us to draw near to him. And there are a lot of reasons why that is. He wants us to love him and then love our neighbor as ourselves, the two greatest commandments. He wants us to make disciples, go into all the world and make disciples. That's his desire. I like to say that God's plan for planet Earth is simple. It can be distilled into one sentence that an invisible God is made visible in the actions of those who fellowship with his son Jesus, period. Why does God choose to use you and me to do that? I don't know, guys, but isn't it awesome that He does? Anyway, we also learned that we have special gifts. The three unalterable facts. He knows you and created you for a special purpose. He's given you special gifts towards the satisfaction of that purpose. And ultimately, His desire is for us to discover what that purpose is. And then we move on. How do I get to know Him? The whole idea of trusting him, like Peter getting out of the boat. Remember that whole scene? Trusting him and then letting go of doing things our way. And then the most important thing we learned during that week is the idea of spending time. Get this, guys, that powerful four-letter word, time alone with God. And then we ended up our week by talking about getting into the Word, which is one of 3 or 4 weeks that we're going to enter into of reading the Word, prayer and praise and worship, keys to really getting to know God. But it begins with knowing God by being in the Word. We talked about how God was the software engineer that wrote your code. And just like that software manual, He gave us a manual, the Word of God, that we should be looking at so we can know how every part of our life is supposed to work. Powerful 4 weeks. I pray you guys got a lot out of this, and I'm really encouraging you guys to process this in your small group. Very important to do life together. That's the way we can move these ideas from life implication to life application and really begin to see our lives being transformed. So get ready. The next 4 weeks, we're going to be talking about prayer, the importance of communication with God. We're going to be drilling down in the area of praise and worship. Listen, guys, the key to hearing God's voice and sensing His presence in your life, we're going to be talking about over the next few weeks. That is the idea of worshiping God. We were created to worship Him. And then once we leave that, we're going to get into another several weeks on letting go of the past. I think over the next 4 weeks, we might get into a little bit of that, dealing with fear and anger and unforgiveness and guilt. You guys need to know that the way this curriculum is laid out, it's precept upon precept. We're trying to deal with things in the proper order so that you men can navigate through this and grow proportionally. I'm so excited to see where this is going. Anyway, I want to bless you guys and thank you so much for joining us. And I pray that as you continue to dig down with this curriculum, that God will do an incredible work in your life. So until next time, don't forget about it.